Hello everyone, my name is Claire Candy Hough and welcome to my YouTube channel. Through my business, Angel Healing House, I'm a licensed Reiki Master Teacher, an angel practitioner, an international radio host at Angel Healing House Blog Talk Radio, and as an author and a writer, I have the infinite joy and the honor of being able to channel angel messages, and in particular by my angel family who are called the Posse of Angels. Now, in today's video, I'm very excited to introduce you to the miracle of my inspirational book, which is called Angels of Faith, and share with you the divine way that this book was given life. You know, as many of us celebrated Halloween, it seems like the official season of holidays is underway. With many of these holidays, there are stories of miracles that are associated with them. And while many of these miracles are a part of a particular holiday, well, the Posse of Angels wants us to consider what is a miracle and why they couldn't be a daily occurrence for us. The dictionary definition of a miracle is a surprising and welcome event that is not explicable by natural or scientific laws and is therefore considered to be the work of a divine agency. You know, when this supernatural intervention occurs in a human being's life, it is so life-altering that for those whose lives have been touched by this divine intervention, we are truly never the same again. You know, one of the greatest miracles that ever happened for me was in this area of writing my books and came as a result of a message from a tiny bird. And if I was not open and if I was not clear enough in my heart to hear God speaking to me through this little bird, I would not have received such an enormous gift and blessing in my life. After reconnecting to my own divine eternal nature in 2003, I was able to see, hear, and communicate with my angelic family, again who are called the Posse of Angels. With this angelic connection, I became an open channel to bring forth information from God and the angels. And it didn't matter what time of the day it was, as whenever I sat down to write messages, I would channel forth and they would come through me with ease and with grace. Now, on one particular morning, I was surprised as my eyes popped open at 5:30 a.m. This is very unusual for me, as getting up early for me is usually around 7 a.m. I tried to go back to sleep, but I felt this great, overwhelming urgency to get up and to write. I turned on my computer, I fixed myself a cup of tea, and I decided that I would continue bringing forth my third book that I was working on. As I put my hands on the keys, nothing came forth. Perplexed, I took a couple of deep breaths, I repositioned my hands, and still nothing happened. This was really quite odd, as every other time I wrote with total, uninterrupted ease. Now all of a sudden, the sound of a shrieking bird split the morning silence. The energy behind the bird's shriek was one of urgency and desperation. Now as I listened to the bird, I began to receive a series of shivers and tingles that went up and down my body. I immediately knew and intuited that this was no ordinary bird, and that I needed to stop what I was doing and go and investigate. The noise drew me to our bathroom window, and when I looked out, I saw that a tiny bird had built its nest in our disused clothesline right outside of the window, and the bird was sitting on the nest. You know, when the bird saw me, it locked eyes with me and frantically began to turn its head from side to side and chirp up a storm. He hardly drew breath as he seemed possessed to tell me something very, very important. After about 5 minutes, the bird completely stopped. He tilted his head to one side and just stared at me. I thought, What an odd experience! And I was glad for the renewed quiet so that I could go back and concentrate on my writing. When I sat down again and I repositioned my fingers on the keyboard, my fingers began to type out a very new and a very different story to the one I had previously been working on. After about 30 minutes of writing, my fingers came to a halt as I read this enchanting, beautiful story for the first time, and tears ran down my cheeks. The little bird wanted me to write my book, Angels of Faith, to help others reconnect to their own divine, eternal natures and remind all of us where we come from and the journey home that we all get to take. Since launching this enchanting book in 2010, it had been a magnet for people to connect with me and the work that I do. The channeled message and angelic tone in the book touches people's hearts. No matter where they are in the world, many of the readers seem to be experiencing the same miracle. For instance, shortly after launching the book, I heard from a client who ordered it in Australia. She told me that she loved the story, but when she first read the book, something strange had happened to her. She said that when she got 3/4 of the way through the book, her eyes began to well up with tears as she began to remember something that she had forgotten long ago. I said to her, "What a beautiful response! Can I use your statement in a testimonial?" 4 days later, I heard from a client in Santa Barbara, California, and he'd ordered 4 books for both family and friends. He congratulated me on my beautiful story, and he said he had to tell me about his experience. He said that when he read this story, he got 3/4 of the way through the book when his eyes started to well up with tears as he remembered something that he had forgotten long ago. I was incredulous as he spoke the exact same words the client in Australia had uttered just days before. It was a week later that I heard from a gentleman in Virginia who worked at an old age home, who had bought several copies of the book for the residents to read. Thanking me for writing of such a lovely book, he said that with so many elderly residents and also the who were terminally ill and many who crossed over, that the book gave the residents and their family, their loved ones, hope in the knowledge that we are divine and that we are eternal. He then added that he had a rather peculiar experience when he read the book. He told me that he got halfway through the book when he felt his eyes misting over with tears as he remembered something that he had forgotten long ago. In 1 week, from Australia to California to Virginia, different people were experiencing a reconnection to their own divine eternal nature and our real heavenly home. Angels of Faith and its message that death is not the end has touched others and my life so deeply that I cannot even fathom what would have happened if I just plowed forth on my agenda of writing and had not taken the time to truly listen to the voice of God speaking to me through this little bird. The funny thing about this is that the posse of angels is saying that these types of miracles are continuously happening all around us, and they are just waiting for us to be still enough to allow them to come in, to affect our lives. But the majority of people are so busy pushing and controlling life and focusing on the big things to happen that they do not tune into how God wants us to bring forth and bless us with absolute gems of messages along our life's path. Most people miss out on the miracles of life because they are small and seemingly insignificant, just like the little bird. And outwardly, they look like a diversion that is actually taking us off the path of fulfilling our agenda. But the funny thing is that the more we can let go of our limited plan and give our schedule over to God's agenda, then things will always work out in the most miraculous of ways. The posse of life, the posse of angels is chiming in here, and they're saying that humans, well, they're under the misguided impression that life works in straight lines. If I would have completely ignored the little bird and not allowed for any disruptions as I stubbornly pursued writing my third book, the miracle of angels of faith certainly would not have occurred. The miracle of how angels of faith entered my life has taught me that each time that I am urged to stop and to reflect and to take time to receive and allow life to give to me, even if it is off the path that I have painstakingly scheduled, I know that God is showing me the way to my very next miracle. Angels of Faith is the perfect enlightened holiday gift to share with others, and it reminds us of just how truly divine we all are. The miracle of Angels of Faith can be ordered from my Angel Healing House website, which is www.angel, A-N-G-E-L, healing, H-E-A-L-I-N-G, house, House.com, or you can call to order the book. Call 831-277-3716. Again, that number to call at Angel Healing House is 831-277-3716, or you can email me, Candy, C-A-N-D-Y, at angelhealinghouse.com. To conclude this video, I'd like to share with you the beautiful poem that is featured at the beginning of Angels of Faith. It's entitled The Angel Poem, and it's written by a wonderful poet who is my father, and his name is Leonard Milgram. This poem beautifully expresses how special each and every one of us is, and it goes like this. An angel once drew near to me and said in heavenly voice, I will give you but one wish. Pray, what will be your choice? I said, my godly messenger, I've traveled far and wide. I've had the best of teachers. You see, I'm not untried. And if I must but make one wish, my mind is clear and free. For rather than own all the world, let me but myself be. Thank you once again for visiting my YouTube channel. I do look forward to having you visit on my next video. And as you go off on your day, I want you to reflect on how miracles are happening for us in every single second of every single day. We just have to still ourselves, allow ourselves to be, in order for the miracles to appear right in front of our eyes. I'm sending you lots of love and angel blessings. Go out and fashion a beautiful life for yourself. Take care. Bye.